In this demo, you will learn how to create an entity with multiple machines associated to their individual credentials. You will also see how looping over an entity runs child loops in parallel. Let's get started. First, ensure that you have adequate machines and credentials. The Machine tab displays a list of machines that will be used in this demo, while the credentials are listed on the Credentials tab. Let's create a new entity called Entity 0. Associate the machines to this new entity in the Associated Machines section on the Machines and Credentials tab. Select all the machines that you require and click Associate Machines. Now associate each machine with its respective credential. Under the Credentials column, click the key icon corresponding to each machine. Select the credential that you want to associate with the machine by clicking the checkbox in the Associate column. Complete these steps for the remaining machines. After you associate all the machines and their credentials, click Save and Done. You must now create a workflow that will display the machine and credential details dynamically. Click the Workflows tab and then click Create a Workflow. On the Editing Workflow page, on the Task Tree tab, select Loop. On the Create Task page, under the Loop tab, set the loop type as For Loop. Do not forget to give this task a name. In the Loop Over List field, we need to enter a macro that fetches a list of machines associated with this entity. In the Loop Variable field, enter the variable name into which the machine is copied. Change the speedup factor to 2. This determines the number of parallel tasks that you want to run in the loop. Set the exit condition depending on when you want the for loop to exit. For example, if you want the for loop to exit when a child loop fails, select Child Failure in the Exit Condition list. If you select Don't Care, regardless of the status of the child loop, the for loop completes its specified iterations. If you need additional information about macros in Epsilon, you can visit the FAQs on macros anytime. The FAQ section contains comprehensive information about Epsilon's built-in macros. Click Create and return to Workflow. In the loop task that we just created, we need to add a meta task so that we can add multiple child tasks under a loop task. After you create the task, click Create and return to Workflow. In this meta task, we need to add a call workflow task to call the getHostName workflow that we created in the previous demo. On the Call Workflow tab, select the getHostName workflow in the Choose Workflow drop-down. After you give this task a name, click Create and return to Workflow. In the meta task, we need to add the machines and credentials. To do this, click Edit under the meta task. Click the Entity MC tab and then click Update EMC. In the Machine column, add a macro, which in this case is the name of the variable you created earlier. After this, in the Credential column, add a macro to fetch the credentials. Click Select, and then click Save and return to Workflow. Next, we need to check whether the Run Shell task is set as a reportable task. Turns out that it is already. Click Save and return to Workflow. Now we need to add a final confirm task. Enter a name for this task as shown in the demo. On the Source tab, add an HTML table code so that the machine and credential details display in a table in the Workflow report. Click Create and return to Workflow. Click Save and Run to run the workflow. Select the entity that you want to loop over and then click Start. The two meta-tasks are run in parallel. You can view the results of the two tasks on the Workflow Output page. The host name displays, followed by a table that lists the machines on which the workflow runs.